Hey, it's Dog Stew here. I just wanted to jump in and tell you about jangaFX. jangaFX is having a Elemental Week this week, starting today. And I wanted to talk about some of the new stuff that they're actually putting on the Mac computers because I like using my Mac laptop when I can. So I'm super excited about this. So we have jangaFX, Masters of the Elements, and what do you see here? Well, if you go to their products, you will see now there is IlluGen, which is brand new, version 1.0.0. There's an update to LiquiGen as well, which I believe brings in importable cameras, which I've been waiting for a very long time. I have been wanting this and I haven't tested it out yet, so I'm gonna have to test it out. But this was just released on July 26th. So July 27th came IlluGen, and GeoGen update came for the Mac as well. So you've got Windows, Linux, Mac for IlluGen, Windows, Linux, Mac for GeoGen, and then Windows and Linux for both LiquiGen and EmberGen. And so I'm focusing on what I'm getting on the Mac right now because I just wanted to show it off. I just wanted to test it out and see what it was like. So that's what I'm doing. Now I'm running OBS Studio on my Mac right now, and you're seeing it's sucking up a ton of my resources. It's using 16% of my GPU. It's using, or more, because there's this other process that's kind of going in line with it. So I think it's actually using more, but like 50% of my GPU, and obviously a ton of my CPU right now. So it's kind of sucking up all those resources. Now, when you download this stuff though, just anybody can use this stuff, by the way. Like, you can download their software and use it without being able to render from it for free, I believe. You can just try it out. And so it just works until you need to render something, and that's when you need a license. So here is, I've downloaded it. I'm going to come over here and you can see it in my downloads folder. I'm going to install these, and it's a really simple process. You just double click on these. It brings up this right here, and then you just drag and drop it in. So you drag and drop it into your applications folder basically, and that's what I'm going to do for GeoGen as well. And you just drag and drop this right onto your applications folder, and now you have them in your applications folder. It's as simple as that. So if I come back over here, here's my applications. Now, one disclaimer, one thing to keep in mind when you're installing this, you do have to be on the newest operating system. So if I go to About This Mac, you're gonna see that you have to be on Sequoia. Okay, I just updated this last night for the very purpose of installing these two pieces of software from jangaFX. I'm just a geek about this stuff, and I really wanted to know what it was going to be like working on my Mac. And so even though I'm recording right now and I've got sucking up a ton of resources with OBS Studio, I am going to just kind of open them up and see what they feel like. So I'll start with GeoGen, I guess. Let me start with GeoGen. You're gonna see, like in your basic home screen here, you're gonna see different videos that Janga has that they've done, provided to people that want to learn their software. And you have a good community online that's also done it as well. If you wanna start with a preset, I'm just gonna come through here and I'm gonna pick something simple. Like maybe this erode loop here, or this desert mountain. That looks kind of simple, or this desert mountain here. So I'll pick one of these. And I just wanted to start with something simple just to kind of, because I didn't want the node tree to be super huge. It is a node-based package. All of their software is node-based. And what do I mean by that? This is what node-based software looks like. This is a preview window up there, but these are different nodes, and they have they're connected, and each node does something different. And so starting with this, you're going to see that it starts with a warp noise pattern, which looks like that. And so it's just a warp noise pattern that's on the ground. And then from there, you are lifting up the terrain. Okay, so if you want to manipulate this, then you would go into the properties of the warp noise, and you would manipulate those properties. And so if I select this node, I'm going to see it in the properties window here. This is my timeline. I've condensed this down so you can see it better on the phone. I obviously wouldn't work this way on my computer, but just kind of show you some of the properties here. So if I wanted to make a difference in scale, I can scale that difference here. I can just kind of slide this around and change the scale. I can also change the rotation on some of this stuff. And again, it's not like a traditional rotation. Just know it's rotating that noise pattern. So if you want to rotate that noise pattern, then you're going to see what's happening here, okay? And that's basically how much, right now you're seeing how much more detail is kind of coming out of this as I rotate through it. Or if I want it to have less detail or more detail, that's kind of what's happening here. And as I keep going, you know, there's other things you can change. I'm not going to worry about changing too much of this. I just kind of wanted you to see this overview. I'm going to make this full screen so you can see how this kind of progresses as you make adjustments. And as you add more detail, you kind of see this detail changing on this terrain. Okay, you'll come all the way through here and you won't actually have any color yet. That's when color is going to be added later. And so here's some base colorization that you're seeing in the node tree. So there's a couple layers of color that you're adding and details that you're adding as you colorize this. And so that's what you're seeing here, some additional micro details as you come through here. And again, lots of different colorization options until you get to the renderer. Okay, and that's kind of what you're seeing here in GeoGen on the Mac. All right. All right, seems to be working pretty smoothly for me. I'm on a MacBook Pro M1 Max with 64 gig of RAM and 2 terabyte internal SSD. I've had this for like 4 years now, 4 years, I think. Yeah. And it's working great. My machine works great. It works great for all the software that I try to use on it. Okay, so just going to quit out of this and I'm going to bring up IlluGen. Okay, so I'm not going to save that. Now, again, you see some of the videos that you can learn from, blah, blah, blah. Here's some presets that you can grab. And I was playing around with this caustic pattern, which I think is really neat. Now I'm just gonna make this screen full screen. So this is the node graph full screen, and I'm gonna double click on these so you can actually see what's happening. I can hit the space bar, it's gonna start playing. And it is a little bogged down because I'm running OBS. If I turn off OBS, it's a lot more responsive. It's very real time and everything's working great. What I've done here is I've pre-recorded working in IlluGen on my MacBook Pro M1 Max, and I pre-recorded it because I quit out of OBS Studio and I just wanted to show you how it performs. So you're getting some good 90% of the GPU that you're using, and it's still just hitting 15% of the CPU. So it's really all, you know, it really is GPU power. And so that's why if you have like a Mac Studio Ultra or something that you're running it on, then you're going to have a lot more GPU cores that you're throwing at it, and it's going to perform even better. And I think that's really what it's designed for, is if you're running one of the Mac Studios and you're just throwing a lot of GPUs at it. Again, jangaFX is very much CPU or GPU based type software for real-time calculations, and that's what you're seeing here. So now if you make manipulations here, that you're going to see the different manipulations that are happening, is I'm changing the UV distortion. I also changed it from a cone to a pyramid shape, and that's what you're seeing in this example here. But you'll see you can type in values higher than what the default values stop at, and so you're seeing like you can get some really cool unique looks out of that as you make some adjustments to the different settings that you have. So these fractal patterns is really what's creating this this caustic look that you're getting, and so there's also acoustics on top of that, and so that's what you're seeing here. It's performing extremely well on the Mac. I'm very excited to test it out even further. And again, I love the portability. I love how powerful these little Mac laptops are. And I take it everywhere. I'll work in a restaurant. I'll be outside. I'll go to Whataburger and I'll be working in Whataburger sometimes if I want to just get out of the office, or I'll go sit on a couch or on the patio or whatever. I just like being able to move around and not being just stuck at a desk all day long. I will work on my desk when I'm doing like high-end like visual effects, when I have to be more secure in what I'm doing. So like if I have to be locked down and people can't see what I'm doing, then I'll be in my office. Obviously I have to be in my office. But if I'm doing other things, then I like being out and about, and that's what's happening here. So anyway, that is a first look into running a couple pieces of software from jangaFX on my MacBook Pro, and IlluGen and GeoGen. So hope you like it. Enjoy Elemental Week from Janga. Jump in, go to their Discord. You'll see the links to their live stream YouTube stuff, or go to YouTube and just type in jangaFX live streams and or Elemental Week, and I think you're going to start seeing some of these live streams pop up for you.